So you had a sheriff's deputy that went inside the IRS office in full uniform, that no one will mistake that he's not a sheriff's deputy, because he got a letter. He wanted to get some explanation about the letter from the IRS. While he was there, you had a rent-a-cop decide to pull out a gun on a uniformed sheriff's deputy. I know that's crazy to hear, but let's go ahead and roll this clip.
As Lucas County Sheriff's Deputy Alan Gaston enters the IRS office, he's in full uniform with his badge and his firearm visible. He's on duty May 31st, but says he stopped at the office for a phone number to ask about a letter he got from the IRS. Deputy Gaston says the guard told him he needed to put his gun in his car. Gaston said he couldn't do that. The conversation ends with a gun pointed at the deputy's back. Gaston vividly remembers that moment.
Basically preparing myself to be shot at that moment, bracing for a shot in my back.
The whole thing caught on security camera as the guard follows Deputy Gaston to the elevator with the gun out, and it appears his finger very close to the trigger. The guard then tries to take Gaston into custody, once again with the gun drawn.
There's really no way to know how you're going to act when there's a gun pointed at you and when you think you're going to lose your life.
Gaston works as a defensive tactics instructor. He says he felt the best way to de-escalate this situation was to walk away. Eventually, Toledo police arrived after getting a 911 call.
He's got a gun and he won't leave.
But the caller from inside the IRS office never tells 911 the man with the gun is a uniformed deputy sheriff. Gaston's biggest concern as this incident unfolded were the other people inside the office.
If I'm going to get shot, which I felt like I was, it's not fair. They came there to do their business.
Gaston and his wife have now filed a civil lawsuit against the security guard Seth Eklund and the security company, seeking compensation after Gaston allegedly suffered emotional and psychological distress and lost wages. He's currently on medical leave from the Lucas County Sheriff's Department. He has a message for that security guard.
I would say clearly your training is lacking, and the fact that you went from 0 to 100 lethal force is unacceptable.
Now, in this society, they don't respect black cops. I'm going to tell you that, especially certain individuals. They don't. I remember I spoke to a brother that's a police officer, and he told me one time he pulled a Caucasian gentleman over, and when he went to his car, he said, and I quote, "I don't know why they have you N-words being cops." See, that's the way they talk to black police officers. They don't respect their authority or anything. If a black cop do anything similar to what the Caucasian cops would do, they go to jail, like Muhammad Noor. But the other ones, they can choke people out, Daniel Pantaleo. They can shoot people down. They can do whatever they want to do and still get off. It's a different set of rules for black cops versus white cops. Unless that black cop has, shot and killed a black person, then that's okay, because the system has deemed black people as expendable. It don't matter what color the cop on that aspect. But for this guy to pull out a gun on a uniformed deputy, he can clearly see he's a deputy, clearly see it, and he still did this. This isn't any kind of federal law enforcement. This is just a rent-a-cop. And I don't know why he wasn't charged with more than that, when he clearly see that this man is a sheriff's deputy. Now, I know good well he wouldn't have pulled that gun on no white sheriff's deputy. I know that, because I just know this country. I know how they operate. Seen it too many times. I've done thousands and thousands of stories to understand patterns. And this man, I know he definitely felt some sort of way. He definitely felt disrespected. Now, he handled it the right way, of course, because, some people would have pulled their gun and shot him. And really, could you blame him because he pointed a gun at you at that point in time? If you think you had to drop on him? But this brother's suing, and I think he's playing it the right way, because you make these people pay. Anytime an incident that you have, make them pay. Get your money, because that's the only thing they understand. But they need to get that rent-a-cop out of that IRS job. They really do. And need to replace him with some actual law enforcement that know what they're doing. Because that guy going to end up shooting somebody. If he pulls a gun on a uniformed deputy, I can imagine what he would do to someone else that isn't a cop. But leave me a comment. Let me know what you think about this particular story. See, even if you are a police officer, you're not respected. But even if you are a president and you black, or even half black, you still not respected. I tell people that. There's no job in this country they will respect you on. None. None whatsoever. That's why I don't like that respectability politic crap that we do in the black community. That, well, if I do this, they respect me more. They will never respect you. Never. Like I said, Obama showed us that.